Hey YouTube, Sarah here. So today I wanted to do a video about our Disney trip, a continuation of what we had been doing. It is officially day 3. We went to Hollywood Studios, and I actually have the map here so that I can go through and not forget anything this time. I also have my plans here on my computer, so if you see me looking at it, that's why. I did kind of plan this day a lot. There are a few shows we wanted to see, especially with them completely changing Hollywood Studios in the near future. I know they're closing a lot of things, getting rid of a lot of things, so we wanted to pack in as much as we possibly could so that we can say we did it before it was gone. With that said, there were a couple shows that we wanted to see. The only thing my husband really asked the entire time that we were there was he wanted to see the Lights, Motor, Action stunt show with the cars. And there were only 2 show times the day that we were there, and one of them was exactly at the same time as our lunch reservation. So we could only had one option to go see the show. Because of that, we had to schedule things around it, that kind of thing. Plus our fast passes were scheduling, so I really planned this day. That said, we did not necessarily follow it. There were a couple things I wanted to do we didn't get to do. There were things, though, that we did do that weren't originally in the plan. So it worked out. We got all our major things in that we wanted to do. So first, let me pull up my notes here on my computer. Our first things first, this was the only day that we did not make it for park opening the entire week. Our friends did. But because Taylor, well, we had such a late night the night before, such a long day at Magic Kingdom and with the Halloween party, we decided that since Taylor wasn't awake, we were going to let her just wake up on her own. However, we did have our first Fast Pass at 10:05 a.m., but we decided, you get an hour, so even if we didn't get there until 10 or 10:30, we would still be okay. But we did. We got there. The park opened at 9, and I think we got there probably 9:45 or something, so we weren't super late. But we let Taylor sleep in a little bit longer and let her wake up on her own. I think, my husband and I making noise, probably getting ready, woke her up, but it worked out. So basically what we did was we just met up with our friends at our first Fast Pass. It was at 10:05, and it was for Toy Story Midway Mania. And then so we did that first thing. Our friends had already ridden a couple things, so they were good. After that, we went to go see no, we did not. Next, we went to see the Little Mermaid, the Voyage of the Little Mermaid, whatever that ride is called, or I'm sorry, the show. Yeah, Voyage of the Little Mermaid. And it's like a 10-15 minute show, so there's showings all day long. I didn't exactly have a plan for when we'd see it because it is so often, but we got it in real quick after Toy Story, and my daughter loved it. I really wanted to take her again because we're sitting in the theater. She's in her own seat. She stood in the seat because she's so little, she's 2, that she could stand and still be the same height as everybody else sitting. So she stood so that she could see, and she loved it. She was giggling in delight. It was the cutest thing I have ever seen. It made me so happy to take her. It was great. So we did not get back to it like I wanted, but hopefully they won't get rid of that, and maybe it'll still be there next time we go. But after that, we went over to the Indiana Jones show because I've heard rumors that they're getting rid of that, and there were only a couple of showings. So we did that. It was we got there early so we could get a decent seat. And it was kind of hard to keep Taylor kind of occupied because she really wasn't into it. But it was good. I'm glad we went and got to see it. After that, we had our Fast Pass for Star Tours, so we just waited around for that. And what we ended up doing was, instead of doing 2 and 2, which is what I had kind of planned, we did 3 and 1, and I think we used our we used our Fast Pass for the 3 of us that went, but we grabbed a rider swap also, so that we would, and then my husband used his Fast Pass because he stayed and waited with Taylor, and then the other 3 of us went, and then when my husband went to ride it, the 3 of us took Taylor, and I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. we went to see the Jedi training show where they have the little kids that do the Jedi training. And we watched that, and that was really cute. It was pretty funny. There was this one kid in particular who couldn't get his lightsaber to come out, so the guy running it was constantly switching back and forth. It was hilarious. And then, we got to see Darth Maul and Darth Vader, and the kids fight them, and it was really cute. After that, we had our lunch reservation at Mama Melrose, and we had the Fantasmic package, so we had the VIP seating for that, which there's really not a bad place to sit there. It's just nice because you make sure that you get a seat. You don't have to stand in line as long. In fact, you really don't even have to stand in line. We kind of just went when everybody was walking in already, and we got really good seats. After that, I wanted to go see the Disney Junior show and take Taylor, but it just didn't happen. We never made it. So after lunch, what did we do? We went and we met Sorcerer Mickey, and it was hilarious because Taylor didn't even know what we were sitting in line for. She's just busy playing around. And then after we've been in line for probably almost a half an hour, maybe like 20 minutes, she finally realized who it was. But we were almost to the front of the line at that point, which was a good thing because otherwise I think it would have been really hard to keep her contained and occupied. And then when we were very next, Mickey went on a break, and and so they came over and they sat with the cast member, sat next to Taylor, and Mickey has to go get some cheese. He'll be back in just a couple of minutes. And Taylor just stood there, nodded her head yes, like she knew exactly what they were talking about. And she stood so patiently and waited. And then there was a family that came up. They were a Make-A-Wish family, and they'd come up the side because, they get to skip the lines or whatever. And we were going to let them go first because we have no problem waiting. It's not a big deal. But when Mickey came out, Taylor stood up real fast and was so excited, and the cast members let Taylor go first. Mickey came over and took her by the hand and walked back over to the spot. And he sat down with her, and she kissed his nose, and it was the cutest thing. And then she sat there while Mickey signed her book. So cute. That was a great interaction. And then, we all stood and got our pictures taken, everything. And then the Make-A-Wish family went. But it was adorable. It was great. I loved it. After that is when we went to see Lights Motor Action. And that was really neat. I'm really glad we saw it. I would go see it again. I really would. But not with a toddler. It was really difficult. At that point, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. She hasn't napped. She's just exhausted, and she wasn't bad at all, but she just didn't want to sit still, so she wanted to keep moving because she was trying to keep herself awake, and so it was really difficult to try to contain her for that. It was really cool, though. I think I would be having a lot more fun, though, and enjoy it more had I not had a toddler with me. But after that, what did we do? That's right. Okay, sorry. I keep having to look at my notes to remember. It's been so long. My husband and our friend had fast passes for Tower of Terror, and I really wanted to ride it as well. So we went over there, and we had to hurry, but we got a rider swap. So the two of them went to ride it, and then my other friend and I, the girls, took Taylor to go see the Frozen sing-along show, which was really cute. Anna and Elsa are barely in it if you don't know what it's about or anything. Basically what they do is there's two historians, and they tell the story of the movie, basically, and then they play a big video of the songs, and then you sing along with them. That's pretty much it. At the end, Anna's in the beginning, and then her and Elsa come out at the end, and then Kristoff even comes out at one point for, very briefly. It was really cute, and I'm glad we went. It was nice to sit in air conditioning for half an hour, too, because it was so hot. So it was definitely worth it for that. Also, because as soon as we started to go inside, it started raining. So I had got the rain cover on the stroller, and then we got inside, and, it opened up. You could tell. But then by the time the show was done, we came out, the rain was stopped. It was great. So we totally missed all the rain because of that. And then, but yeah, it was really cute. Taylor enjoyed it. She actually sat and watched. It was really adorable. And then after that, we met back up with the guys because we went, no, we didn't get dinner yet. I don't remember what we did. I do know. Okay, so at that point we had all used our fast passes. So the guys, because they got out of Tower of Terror before we got out of Frozen, got 4 fast passes for all of us at one of the kiosks for the Great Movie Ride. So we went and rode that. And that was neat. I don't necessarily feel the need to ride it again anytime soon. Like, I liked it, and I would never wait in line for that. Let me put it that way. I would ride it again. It was cute. I enjoyed it. I would never wait in line. So had we not had fast passes that pretty much just put us right on the ride, I wouldn't waste my time. It just isn't for me. I guess I prefer the thrill rides, but it was very cute and I did enjoy it. I'm glad I went. But we all rode that, and then after that is when we went to go see Fantasmic for the first showing. So we sat and watched that. After that, we finally got to go have dinner. So it was like 9 o'clock before we had dinner. And Taylor was still going strong. But we had all our rider swaps to use. Now, we had extra magic hours that night. So the park was actually open till 11, and we were there until 11. And so in these extra magic hours, we used all our rider swaps. I got to go ride Tower of Terror, which was hysterical because I knew what it is. Obviously, I know exactly what the ride does. However, it's just the anticipation, you know, gets you like hyped up about it. So the first time we went to drop, I was sitting next to my husband, and we all have our arms up in the air. And as soon as we started dropping, I wrapped my arm around his. It was so funny. He was like freaking out. I don't know. It was funny. I mean, if you had to be there. The ride was a lot of fun, though. I mean, the anticipation is really a lot of it, though, that gets you so hyped up. It was fun. I totally want to do that again. Then after that, my husband and I and one of our other friends went to go ride Rock and Roller Coaster. And whoever wasn't riding, obviously one of us didn't ride both of those, sat out with Taylor and fed her dinner because, again, didn't have dinner earlier. And after that, I think, is actually when we got to go eat. I think it was after those two. One or the other. Before or after. But we just ate like the, it's not really a food court, but it's where there's a bunch of those like little kiosks are right by Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. After that, we went and used our rider swap for Star Tours, and then we did a little shopping and got our pictures taken at a bunch of the PhotoPass things right in front of the Tower of Terror and a couple other places. And that was what we did. We stayed, like I said, until like right at 11, and then at that point Taylor had fallen asleep in her stroller and was sleeping. And then, you know, we got on the bus and went back to the room. So that was our Hollywood Studios day. We did so much. I don't think I forgot anything. I think the only thing we didn't do that I wanted was the Disney Junior show. And then I kind of wanted to take her to see the Beauty and the Beast show because after I made all the plans, after we had got our fast passes and all that, suddenly my daughter's obsessed with Beauty and the Beast. But it just didn't happen. The times didn't work for us, so it didn't happen. And hopefully they won't get rid of that so we can go again. But yeah, that was our Hollywood Studios day. It was a long day. It was fun. I feel like we met one more character. No, maybe we didn't meet another character. Yeah, maybe that was it, just the Mickey, I think. But anyways, it's Hollywood Studios. Come back soon for day 4, which was Epcot. Yes, Epcot. And it rained all day. All day. I'll tell you about that next time. All right, bye.